Good morning and welcome in for another video on myself, Darren, HGV Class 1 driver here in the UK. Quite an average start today, 6 AM. That's what time you're normally looking at if you are looking at doing this as a career. Unfortunately, a lot of the times you can be starting at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, so just bear that in mind. Just completing the standard vehicle check. With these, by the way, if you're missing just the one, and every single one of them is on, you've got to take them all off, right? Because you need them all on or none at all. Checking the tread, making sure tyre depth is all at good condition, sidewall is no damage to it, there's no damage to the wheels itself, there's no damage to the straps, side of the curtains. Back door is in working condition, and also the electrics are working perfectly fine as well. Same for all the sides. As you're walking down, these little side markers, we're looking at them as well. Again, on this side, we're checking all the markers, tyres, and then the tread. Should hopefully be quite a nice and easy day for today. First job is continuing our delivery we collected from yesterday, so I'm taking it down to Witness. It's currently 6:30. I should be there for 7 o'clock. Probably a little bit before. I think it's planned in for 7 o'clock as well, so hopefully everybody's going to be on site when we turn up. So I don't think they're normally up on site until about 8 o'clock. Okay, unfortunately I can't get in their yard to spin it round, which I normally would do if it was clear. They've got a couple of vans and there's a bit of stock in there as well. So what we're going to do is reverse into this yard, go over here, drive down the road and then reverse it into this side. So instead of spinning on the spot, just pretty much using it as a little turn in the road. Just a bit easier than doing a blind, you see. So when you're reversing, always, when possible, do it on your good side. It just makes it much easier for you. Let's go angle it towards the curb. So keep it nice and close, the axle, and then gently steer into the left, a little bit more left, keeping it there for now, a little bit more left, back to the right, just got to keep an eye on the passenger side as well. There we have it. First one all done and finished. Nice and easy there, in and out. Good lads at that place as well. Told you about the cars, didn't I? You come down here a little bit later on as well, it's even worse than what it is there then. Still a little bit early at 7:45. To get back towards Ashton, how long will it take me? I'm thinking around 40 minutes, give or take. So I reckon 8:30 I should be back at the depot. If there's another trailer outside, I'm probably going to switch trailers, because the downside with this trailer, which I should have really done 2 days ago, but there wasn't really much of an option really. It was the best out of a bad bunch, I suppose. But it's got the straps, the internal ones, on the rail, but the rail is in the centre of the trailer. So when you try and strap things up, it's just a massive pain in the backside when you have the rail right down the centre and you have tall pallets on. So yeah, it's a little bit of a pain in the backside, and then pallets I've just taken off was tall. So you got to stand really far back and you're flicking your arm up as if you're doing a skipping rope, try and get them over the top of the pallets so you can strap them down nice and safely. It's a little bit of pain in the backside. Just wait for the clear opening. And go. Even though I've got an empty trailer, it's still not the quickest off the mark, unfortunately. It's one of the downsides with the MENs. They kind of lack a little bit of power, but for driving comfort wise, really nice and comfortable. It looks like there's been an accident there, so I've not been paying attention, driving a little bit too close. I know all this backlog of traffic has built up because of it. Got all over Kinder Bueno, haven't you? If you never tried the white chocolate ones, by the way, they're next level. A little bit of a change of plan now, so instead of going to Crewe or Stoke, wherever it was, I'm now actually going to Bradford, so I need to drop this trailer and connect to this one. As I said this morning as well, just doing all the vehicle checks, making sure everything is all okay with the curtain, making sure they're all strapped up nice and neatly, checking the load inside is all nice and secure, checking the tyres, make sure the nuts etc are all okay, tyre tread is all good there, and then same for the back doors, just going around making sure it's all secure, ladder's nice and secure, make sure that clips on just in case it pops out, and then we'll go hook it up and then check the electrics are all working as well. Just remembering the word black, good brakes, and then we'll go do the legs. A is for airlines. Finally, the clip and the kingpin. And when you're connecting to the actual trailer, just do the same process but in reverse. So instead of brakes, legs, you start with kingpin, clip, air, legs, finally brake. I don't know why I give it a tap. I suppose it's a lucky thing, but I always do it. And when connecting to the trailer for the first time, when you're reversing under, make sure this axle is raised so it gives it a lower suspension point. Keep the air low as you can. Go underneath about, say, to about here for the axle. So you don't want it right in, you only want it about here, so the fifth wheel doesn't get caught and all the grease falls onto the deck. And then you raise up the suspension as much as you can. Drop this axle so that it'll help lift it up, and then slowly just come back until you hear it click. Make sure it's all secured, and then shunt it forward a couple of times just to make sure it's connected properly. Once you're connected, don't forget, reset the air suspension height. So when you are driving down the road, if you've got your air suspension left up still, you're not technically driving at 14 foot 10. Instead you could be driving at 14 foot 12 or 15 foot. So you go underneath 14 foot 10 bridge, guess what? You go clip it. So make sure, check your air suspension is all set. Make sure your ride height is all set inside your cab and on your sat nav obviously as well. And then last of all, don't forget about your reg plate. Been there, done that, and I think everybody does it once in their career as well, where you leave a reg plate behind. Luckily, I've never left it and then gone on the motorway, but I've done a trailer swat on a bay and left it in a bay, pain in the backside to get it back out. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours drive now to our destination in Bradford. I'm not going to use the sat nav because one, I don't have the postcode that right now, but two, I know where it is anyway. I've been there quite a few times, so it's not too bad. We can get there. He says, looks a little bit nicer up here this morning, doesn't it, than when it was last time we came up last week. A little bit miserable weather last week, wasn't it? Today looks bloody lovely. So I'm just at the top of the Saddleway from over at the moment. Nice little views up and down here as well. I forgot to record a lot of the journey as well from when I left the depot. Been chilling out to a little bit of Phil Collins' Greatest Hits. It's been a while since I've heard then all the songs, not a lot on there. And do you know what? I forgot how good Phil Collins actually is, to be fair. Greatest Hits, so it's a great little listen to when you're just driving down roads like this. A little sing along to it. It's one of the good bonuses as well about driving. You can listen to whatever music and however loud you want. To be fair, I listen to a lot of podcasts instead normally, because I can listen to like a 3-hour episode in one day, no problems. It's quite easy to pass a bit of time. Sometimes you get fed up with the radio, don't you? Yeah, but a bit of Phil Collins, lightens up the mood. Yeah, it looks to be a nice day again, doesn't it though? Fingers crossed it stays like this for the weekend. I hope so anyway. And I hope you'll have a great weekend as well, folks, whatever you're doing. I'd like to give a quick shout out as well and special mention to one of my subscribers, Ryan. He's going in for his class 1 at the moment. He's doing all his practicals. I can't remember what the modules are called. But yeah, he's learning how to do his class 1. So far it's all going well for him, so best of luck, mate. I hope everything goes well for you on the big day. You got this, mate. You got it. Just have faith in yourself, take your time, keep you cool, don't overstay, and you'll be fine. I know it sounds a lot, but yeah, I've got faith in you, mate. Got a big reservoir here on the left hand side as well. That would be nice to live out here though, wouldn't it? Especially that little farmhouse on the left hand side, you can see. Overlooks the reservoir, then you have all the hills on the other side as well. Bet signal's a nightmare at times though, isn't it? Like phone signal and stuff. Or getting fibre optics, and hopefully you probably have fibre up here, will you? But still, it's not a bad sacrifice, isn't it? Having a bit of slow internet for the views. And the water looks really blue today as well in that reservoir. Quite a bit of a current to it. You got a famous house there on the right in the middle of the motorway. I'm sure there was a TV programme about this house. Or am I just imagining it happened? I remember seeing something about it, like a documentary or I mean like a little TV programme maybe, like where there's 4 or 5 episodes about it. I'm sure I'm not imagining that. There's a farm programme that me and Leanne used to love watching, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was around like the Yorkshire Dales. I think it might be like My Yorkshire Farm or something. And it was like, there was the man and the woman, so the woman, she was probably in about 40s, and the fella was about 65, and then they had about 10 kids together. But it was so great just seeing like the experiences and the stuff that the kids do growing up on a farm. Like going around on the quad bikes, getting all the sheep, all the dogs and stuff. It just looks so good of an upbringing. And I will be honest with you, if I could just move away somewhere in the middle of, like, say, Highlands, Scotland, and just run a farm or do something like that, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I really will. Really, I've talked about it quite a few times, moving up rural Scotland. I just love the views, the peace and quiet. But if you have your own, like, little small holding or a farm, I think that would just be so cool. A lot of hard work, long hours. You got to respect the farmers for that, put the graft in. If anybody does longer hours than truck drivers, it's definitely the farmers, isn't it? So shout out to the farmers out there as well. You're doing a great job in the country. Oh, what's happening over there actually? Right, I didn't see an accident on the road. I seen 2 police cars and a car on a hard shoulder. There's no accident. I don't know why they've closed down the whole motorway. Madness. Unless there's something happened on the road, like, I don't know, about to watch it back later. Well, I was just looking at all the views and daydreaming about living on a farm. By the way, I'm going to put it out there, right? I'm going to put fate out there. So if there's any farmers that live in the northwest that want some free labour for the day, where I can come down, do a little bit of insight blogging on the farms and stuff, hit me up and I'll come down for the day. Drive a few of the tractors, because that's one thing I've always wanted to do, is drive a tractor since I was a little kid. And then, you know, I'll help you out. I'll give you a hand, free of charge labour as well. And I'll promote your farm on the channel. Who knows, eh? If you don't ask, you don't get. That's what I've always said. Just approaching job number 2 now, which is our delivery. And I think it's about 20 pallets or so getting delivered to this place. It's currently 10:15. Got to go around this bit first, wait for these lights to change, then run the second lot of lights. You do feel like you're driving into the actual bus lane when you come through these set of lights. It's just on the estate coming up here now on the right. I was probably last up here about 5 or 6 weeks ago. Might be a little bit longer, but it was around about that. None of this was here. They're literally throwing the houses up everywhere now, don't they? And really quickly as well to go up. So they've got a lot of the foundations built already. They've got a wall as well, so it's 2 tiers. Let's go across this one. Let's need to take it nice and wide, because there's a road here on the left hand side. I'm just going to wait for this car to come past and I'll swing it out. I've got to take it quite wide, this corner. As you see the fence, it comes right out to where the curb is on the path. So I'll try and swing right around that one. Again, just keep the left indicator on as we move over to the right. You don't want any cars trying to undertake you. See if the bait is free. If the bait is free, normally we get straight on. No, there's a truck on there at the moment. So what I need to do is go into the estate, spin it around on the spot, and then just park up here on the right hand side. So it's just tucked in out of the way. instead. More space. I normally spin on the other yard. I just drove past, but she got a forklift driver unloading somebody. It's better just do it up here out the way. Oh, come on, get power. Lost the power then. Struggled a little bit. It's got all these big concrete bollards everywhere, haven't there? Just needs to be careful of that. Make sure the trailer doesn't nip it, or the passenger side of the truck itself. Tuck myself in nicely so people can still get around. First things first, let's get ourselves booked in with the inbound team so they know we're here. It's not booked until 12 o'clock, but however, one of the bays are free, so I can get straight onto the bay and then they'll start tipping me as soon as they can. Hook that underneath, tighten the strap. Doors are all secure, so I'm just going to swing it in and then swinging it straight back out so we can get a good position for the trailer then. Just take your time when reversing, nice and easy little moves. Waiting for the axles to reach that little line, which is in the ground around about now. Gentle turn, meet up with the tip of the white line. And then stick it onto a bit of POA. And since I've got a bit of time to kill, I'm going to do some editing on this week's podcast as well. So me and my friend Eric here do a little bit of a podcast. This week's is going to be talking about Terminator Salvation. And each week we talk about a different film which is rated below 6 on IMDb or 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. And then we review it, give it a bit of a roast, and then give credit where credit is due. I've got links down below in the description as well with some of the other episodes that we've done, so feel free to go check them out. However, be advised, it can get quite crude, it can be quite rude, and it can be quite sweary, so yeah, bear that in mind. Eric kind of likes to go on little rants about certain things in films, so he just gets a bit carried away on stuff, but they're good and they're funny. And here's a nice little sneak preview for you.
Up in his Batman voice, he's like, I'm Batman. I mean, come pick me up, I'm John Connor. Like, how many survivors are there? And he's like, just one. Like, dude, do you not want to check about? You know, because there may be some survivors about. You've not even looked. No, you've literally just killed this Terminator and gone, yeah, I'm the only one here. Quick, come, don't radio anyone else. I swear, yeah. I'm the only person here.
Out of 300 men that landed.
Yeah, out of 300 men, out of like there was 7 helicopters worth of men or something flying through, and he doesn't even bother to chat. Yeah. Nuke went off. Yeah, everyone's dead. Yeah. Fuck it. Just come get me. I'm not waiting for anyone.
And the name of that podcast is 6 and Below Movie Podcast. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you can find your regular podcasts as well. So go check it out. Currently back on the M62. I've had my break and it's 1:30 at the moment. I'm not sure if it's been an accident further up. I did see signs on the Matrix saying there's a little bit of a delay between things 24 to 22. But yeah, it's just really heavy at the moment, fortunately. It's moving though, so that's a good sign. Over at the place now for our collection, and I think it's only about 12 pallets getting collected from around here. take your time with this one. Keep close to the curb as I can. Again, it's following the back axles. Following the tyre marks what were previously on the floor, so it's a good help. Careful the trailer, it's not flat against the curb on the other side. I like to call it micro steering at the moment, just very, very small movements on the wheel. One good thing about driving though is because when you're up and down the motorway, radio gets a bit boring sometimes, doesn't it? So what I've decided to do, try and challenge myself, because we're thinking about going south of France next year, and now we've got the caravan, and France could be an option where it could go quite regularly if it's good, if we do enjoy it. So I thought, try and challenge myself. I've started listening to a podcast, and the episodes are about 20 to 30 minutes long, and they teach you the basics of French. So I've been listening to it on the way down for probably about an hour and a half or so, just trying to learn some of the basics of French. So when you get there, you get a little bit of an understanding of what's happening. I know everybody speaks English, but it's a little bit rude, isn't it, when you go to a different country and you just shout at people in English. You go, hey, I want a pint, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like, Savo, I don't know what I'm going to be saying, but I know like Savo is like, how are you? Then you go, Salo, it's like hello, then merci, bonjour, etc, etc. But I'm just learning some of the basics. When I get there, I can have a basic, very, very basic conversation if needed. But on a good thing about today's technology is you got AI. So with ChatGPT, which you have on my phone, I just go, translate this to English. Hello, how are you doing this morning? Can you help me? And they'll just do it in French. So maybe I don't have to learn it after all. Just got back to the yard now, and hopefully I'm looking at a good early finish. And for Thursday, I don't mind that. Hopefully tomorrow it's just going to be just as early, because it is currently 4 o'clock. But however, there's always a big but, isn't there? So when you get back to the yard at a certain time, unfortunately all the class 2s come back at the same time. So yeah, that's right, I'm in a queue. There's one Arctic, one in getting loaded, so there's 2 Arctics, and then there's about 4 class 2s in front of me. Always away in it, eh? So hopefully I should be done by 5:30, home for 6. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, which is not too bad. Can't complain at that. Good 12-hour shift done anyway, isn't it, for finish for 6. Nice and easy as well today. And this is what most of the days are actually like when you're doing driving, especially class 1 drop work anyway. If you're not doing local multi drops, it's a lot better, honestly. If you do local motor drops, it can be a bit of a pain in the backside, because you're going to the same places all the time and you're seeing the same faces and the same roads. But when you do what I do, where it's like, it could be at Bradford, then it could be at Birmingham, then it could be at Newcastle, it could be at Scotland, it could be south of Wales, stuff like that, it's much better. It makes it more entertaining for yourself. But on that note, I am going to call it a day. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye for now.